Fantastic. Thank you, Jeroen, for the intro. And yeah, now it's time for live demo. Yeah, enough PowerPoint slides. Well, I do have a few, as always, at the beginning. But we quickly go into the live demo. If this clicker works. Here we go. Now it's working. So this is CoreMedia Experience platform on stage in the demo. And we see now both products, Content Cloud and Engagement Cloud, of course, coming together. So what do we show in detail? I show you a buying journey, but before I do this, let's really come back to all the capabilities that you will see here. So on the left-hand side, Content Cloud, I think you're all aware of that. So smart content management is that we have. We also have the e-commerce integration in there. You know that, how we really tie products and experience together. So this is the Content Cloud part. The wider part here, as you see, is the Engagement Cloud, right? So we cover here personalized experiences. We will see these real-time conversations, the human touch. We've heard a lot about this. So we will see this in action as well. And also here, the commerce part plays a big role because this is also very useful data that we can leverage and use. Proudly presenting, we haven't prepared a drum roll, but now imagine a drum roll going on. We have a new standard demo world, a new B2B demo world. So we have had the kitchen world before, kitchen appliances, many of you know it before, we've abandoned that. Got some feedback that this is not really B2B, so we really wanted to go back into machinery and really heavy products, and that's what we did with the new, we call it CoreMedia Motors world. So that's the demo that you will see in action now. And yeah, I don't want to say too much about the products, but you see it's an inspirational demo world. We have all the different touch points enabled from CoreMedia Engagement Cloud. And you also see the e-commerce part, of course, playing a big role if that's the story we need to tell to our customers. So what is the journey that I show you? As I said, it's a B2B journey, a buying journey. I will jump into the role of Michael, the B2B buyer. And we will pass in his journey 6 stages. I guess many of you are familiar with these stages, but the new thing here is that we now cover them all with our products, CoreMedia Content Cloud and Engagement Cloud together. So very briefly to explain it. So first, of course, we track everything. Data plays an important role, obviously. And now we also have the technology to track the data and also to store and leverage this data. Because that's the second stage, qualify, whatever we know as data and have as data. We want to build profiles that we can use to react upon and also engage the users, which is already the third step. So really engaging them not only with content, but also with call to actions, with certain triggers, with newsletters. We see this all in action. Because the main goal is, of course, to drive to the conversion, to make the user convert. And we see that in action as well. That's also a huge important data part that is part of that phase. We will also see attribution so that we can really see what content or what campaigns were most impactful to drive the journey of this particular user. And finally, also lead nurturing, loyalty programs. This is also covered here. So you see, it's a broad range that we have. As Jeroen was joking before, we are extending the demo for 4 hours now. The doors will be locked. No, not really. It's only half an hour. I might take 2 minutes longer, but I guess it's worth it. One particular point before I then finally go into the demo is really these different touch points. Because that is something where we know, and we've heard from analysts as well, that this is really unique. So no real other DXP in the market has all these touch points. And the interesting thing is that is a range across all the different touch points. So you see a lot of combinations here, for example, and all of them will be available in the demo, or I will show in the demo. And the important thing here is that it's not only about, opening a chatbot or doing a click to call. The cleverness is really in providing the right touch point to the user at the right time. So personalizing the touch points, the interaction points, not just personalizing content, that is a power on its own, but personalizing the touch points, that is really key, and that's what we will see in action. Good. We start now with the journey, and you see here the flagship product. So that's what it's all about. It's a fantastic Motors product. Remember, CoreMedia Motors is the story. And you see here the flagship product is in-wheel motors. So it's a specific motor that drives all the different wheels. And I'm Michael, the B2B buyer, and I've heard about this product. And obviously, I want to explore more and find out more about this product. And now I need to unlock here my screen. Here we go. And with that, we can switch over to the demo. And here we go. So let's start that one here. So you see here the CoreMedia Motors world in action. So what you see here, it's the standard CoreMedia Content Cloud now delivering this experience. We see all the different motor products here that we can explore further and see everything here being shown nicely. So what about this story? 3 points are important. The first one is data. So for data, everything that the user does, all the interactions are tracked. And what you can see flying in here is a little profile inspector. That gives us a view, for the demo, of all the data that we have gathered. So everything we know about the user, which visit it is, as you see here, all the pages he has watched before or seen before, visited before, the e-commerce transactions, all this data throughout the journey we will show here. And obviously, we will also leverage this data and build experiences based on this data. And you see here on the left-hand side, that's where in real time different profiles will come up. So we see in the journey where in the buying process the user is, and this is obviously all in real time with CoreMedia Engagement Cloud. So this was the data part we will see in action. The next part is, of course, personalization. So the hero banner here, for example, you will see in action as well, being personalized depending on where I am in my buying journey or in my general journey. Also this banner here, that's a call to action banner that really has kind of the next best action, that drives the user, drives the adoption or the increases the activation. And then lastly, on the bottom right, we see these, what we call smart windows, these dynamic touch points. So that can be everything, as I said, from a standard chatbot maybe, to a live chat, a click to call, a video. And we see all this in action. So this first example, maybe a standard example that you could offer to all the customers, and that's what it is here in this demo, is really a standard chatbot, where you could enter your names or you could ignore it, as I just did here, and then the chatbot greets me. So this is CoreMedia Engagement Cloud technology. Really, you can build and customize all the chatbots, understanding human language, getting clickable products in there, having a conversation, creating a scheduled callback, for example, or whatever. So this is an example of a standard chatbot being in action. But these are all the 3 things that I want to see: data, personalization, and the touch points. And we will see how this is personalized. So again, I'm now in my journey. I want to find out more about our flagship product, this in-wheel motors product. And what I do is, of course, I browse the website. I see all these nice products. But what really catches my eye is here at the bottom, these in-wheel motors, exploded story and video. So that's really what I was looking for. That catches my eye. So obviously, what I do is I click on it to explore it further and to find out more information. Good, so we come to the detail page. We can read a lot about this, be inspired about this product, and also we see, due to our e-commerce integrations, we also have the option to embed a product banner. See this one here, where I can buy this product. So I click on that and then come to the product detail page. So this is already a great user experience. Here I can add the product to the cart, but I'm not there yet. I'm on my buying journey. I'm more in the discovery phase. So what I see is all the specifications here of this product, which is all nice. Also scrolling down, I see some more high-level marketing information or the detailed product specifications. So this is all fantastic, and I like what I see. On the other hand, there's one thing that I miss here. So I'm a professional B2B buyer. I need to know more about regulations, compliance information, and all that. That is important for my buying journey. It's not just the standards here. And you see there's a little PDF, a download attached to that. So maybe that leads me to all my compliance information. But a lot of great information about the product and the statistics and specification. But it's not the compliance information. So it's not what I'm looking for. And that's the interesting thing, where the journey can be closed already, or maybe the user doesn't follow that one. So what you can do is typically you would search. You could search for compliance, you get a few search results here, but again, this is not what I'm looking for. So I get stuck a bit. And that's exactly where Engagement Cloud comes into play, where we activate people. First example I want to give you, if I stick here on a certain page, then we can configure something we call an activity trigger. So we notice that there's some inactivity. The user does not click in his path. So we want to activate him. And that's why maybe this pop-up comes up, of course, fully configurable. But it's one good example of activation. And it shows you that, we've done 2 things. We've activated a live chat for you, bring in the human touch step by step. And also we've personalized the site. So this is great information, which activates me again to continue my journey. And I was so close to stop it. So I can now take a look at this interaction, and you see we have two options now. We not only have the live chat, we also, the standard chatbot, we had the live chat as well. So step by step in the journey, the more we want to activate or need to activate the user, we can do so and steer this engagement. But let's go back to the home page. Yeah? So next time I come to the home page, you see it's personalized. You see now this video here on top. It's not just the standard banner we saw before with the car, the 4 wheels. This is now a video. Video is, of course, also more engaging than just static images. And also here the call to action has changed. So this tells me now that there is a live chat available. So if you get stuck, we heard about this before, just talk to us, yeah? Reach out to us. You don't have to find it yourself. Yeah? We can reach out to you, or you can reach out to us. Taking a look at the data, we see real-time data kicked in. We see now 2 things, maybe a bit hard to read. 2 profile groups I'm now in. One is the professional products interest, and the other is the potentially unhappy visitor. Very important. If you detect that someone is unhappy, you need to act. You can't just leave him or her alone. You need to act. You need to activate them. And that's exactly what Engagement Cloud does for you or provides as an option. So let's go the next step and maybe talk to an expert, yeah, because I'm looking for this compliance information and I really would like to get it now and I want to have it quickly and fast and simple. So maybe, again, optional, maybe I leave my details here. I'm a professional buyer, I have nothing to hide on this website, so I leave my email address. And now this chat is initiated. I want to show you now a different perspective, additional to the standard user perspective here. I open up here, it slides away, and then you see on the right-hand side, this is the contact center and analytics studio. So this is from CoreMedia Engagement Cloud, where you see where the expert or the agent, the operator, takes this call, this live chat request. So you see the 2 sides. The nice thing is about the data again. You see here on the console, there's access to all the data of this customer. So I can see, for example, what pages has the visitor visited before. And the nice thing here is not just data, I can act on it because I can see, it's a bit small maybe, that there was a query for compliance. So I know immediately, without the user telling me anything, the user has searched for compliance and for this particular product, this in-wheel motor, PXM 700, very important. So I know this already because we provide the data across all the different journeys. Fantastic. So now I could act. Typically, I mean, in the meantime, I guess the user would have said what he wanted, and that's what he puts in here in the chat. Hey, I'm looking for your compliance statements regarding the EU regulations for the PXM 700 in-wheel motors. Yeah? So I knew this kind of before, but hey, now we got it. And of course, as the expert, I can tell you, I will help you. So see, this is really engaging the user and not letting him go. Now I have different options with our technology to engage and provide this information. First thing is I could start a simple file transfer. I don't have to send a link, click here, whatever. The easiest way is to send a file to the user. So I can start that one here. The user, of course, has to accept that one here, the file transfer. And then as an agent, I can pick from the list of available files that I have. You see a few examples here. So with one click of a button, I can send the PDF over. And that's the easiest user experience there is. Yeah? Not open another link or whatever, click on it. But here's the file. Download it immediately to your local machine, and then you can open it, and then you can see the compliance statement. So fantastic. That was so simple. I don't have to let the user find it. I provide the information. That was file transfer, a standard technology that we have in Engagement Cloud. Another technology we have is called co-browsing. This is also very helpful to take the user by the hand and guide him or her to where they want to be. So let's establish a co-browsing session. Again, the user has to accept it, of course. The co-browsing session has started here. And now it means that the agent, the live expert, sees the same browser view than the user sees. And they are really synced. So if the one moves it or clicks it, or the other moves or clicks it, the other will see it. So it's really this co-browsing. We help you find everything, and then I can point the user maybe to this side. I can browse for him, he can lean back, and comes to the compliance statement side and to get this one as well. So that's another option to do this. Again, it's about engaging the user and leading him or her to what they are looking for, not let them go. Good, and the third example we have as a standard capability is really while we are in these sessions, I might want to suggest other products, cross-sells, upsells, other informations, for example. Now the integration with e-commerce comes into play because in the agent console here on the right-hand side, I have access to the entire product catalog as well. So all the products that are available, I can now suggest immediately in this live chat session to that user. The way it works is I can simply extend this window a bit. Let's make a little bit more space here. Then you see on the right-hand side all the different products are there, which I can browse. Or obviously I can do a full text search. Yeah, if I know the product's name or the ID or whatever I know, I simply add it in there. And then we see the search starts. And then I can say, hey, I want to also suggest this high-performance product to this user because they just fit together. And then you see in the chat pops up a little panel that says, hey, here's the product list. The operator has suggested some products. Try them out. So I can have a thumbnail view. How does it look like? What's the price? Do I really like it generally? And if yes, then I click through. Very simple again. It's easy for me to do that. I come to the product detail page, and then I can explore the details of this product, check it out, and whatnot. So you see, it's really different. Yeah? If you just do content personalization, then you leave the user alone after a while, and you pray and hope that the interaction goes on. If you provide all these touch points where you say, hey, you have a problem, reach out to us, then it's a different story, a totally different story. Good, so let's end this chat maybe, and then again, data plays an important role. So I have learned so much about this user now in this interaction. That is what we call as a next step to classify this data. So very simple means I can classify the data manually, but of course, we're living in the AI world. I want to not do any dump tasks. In this case, why not let the AI classify this conversation? And that's what we are doing here. So on the right-hand side, you see a little icon, AI. And if I click on that, then the AI does several things. It analyzes the text, it sends it all to OpenAI in this case. And then we know what the classification is. And here we go. Now the AI classification has been done. This is now a customer service classification. And also on the conversation tab, we've seen it before, heard it before, the mood analysis. So this was a very professional conversation. Another data point that we can store about this user. And also here we get the context summary. What was it actually all about? Yeah, it could have been a lengthy conversation. In my example, of course, it was a simpler one. But you see here what has happened, what the AI puts out here. Custom inquiries about compliance statements for the EU regulations for the product, and the personal assistant offered to help, and the customer expresses gratitude for assistance. So a perfect summary, and it was just a click of a button. Yeah? Imagine again how helpful that one is to store all the data. Good, now we've helped the user, fantastic, but did he buy anything? Did we make any money out of him or her? Not yet. So maybe at this point in time, again, the conversation could end. The user at least is happy. Yeah? He was potentially unhappy before. He is now happy. But of course, we need to activate him again. And what would be more easier than sending him maybe or reaching out to him via an email, because we've learned so much about his interests. He took a look at the two products, this in-wheel motors product and this high-performance product. So let's engage with the user as a next step, simply in an email. And that's also something that we can send out in CoreMedia Engagement Cloud. So this is the example of the email. The content is created all in Content Cloud in this example. And then you see this is the personalized email that the user gets. Yeah? And there's a hint to a promotion because we want to activate the user again. So a promotion to really carry on with buying these products. The two products the user has seen, we know this data, so we can put it or use it in the email where we reach out. So it's a very personalized email. Fantastic. And that activates, in our example, the buyer again. So you come to the homepage maybe, very generically. You could go to the products, but in this case, you come to the homepage. And again, content personalization has kicked in. So same homepage where we saw the video before. Now we see this big get 10% off promo code thingy. And also the call to action has changed again, because so far we had the live chat. Now we say, hey, talk to us. Click to call has enabled. You can really talk to us via the phone. So it's another level of personalized or personal and human interaction that we're offering now. And to me as a user, I feel valued. Yeah, I get more and more. This company provides really good service and value to me. And you see it now here again, this has been personalized. So I can talk to an expert, we've done it before, but now I also have the chance to provide my email and then have a direct call to an expert online, or to schedule a call to get a call back, for example. We don't want to do this, but you get the idea, it's another level of interaction. So let's take a look at the data. What do we know? Well, we now have the email address, fantastic. We also know the name, at least the first name, and this is what the real-time profile inspector shows me. We have now professional product interest, happy visitor, and there's a buying intent. Yeah, the guy reacted on this 10% promotion. Yeah, he came back, he clicked on the email. This is now a clear indicator for a buying intent that we have set up. And we see, by the way, at the end, how we set it up. So I come to that. So this is the journey. So now I have this buying intent. So I follow through to the product, and now I really want to add something to the cart. So I'm a B2B buyer. I buy 8 products at once. I add them to the cart. And then on the top right, you see there's the cart with 8 elements in that. We check that out, and we go to the cart details, check the amount, and then we simply hit checkout. So this is now really a fake in the demo. Yeah, it's not a real checkout. So checkout is completed, fantastic, and then I can wait for my offer. Or I activate the user again and say, hey, how are you? How was this experience? Yeah, how satisfied are you? How happy are you? Would you recommend us to a friend? So I can again engage with the user, let him provide more valuable data again. So it's always about making the user happy and also gathering data all the time. So at this point in time, I'm very happy, and obviously I would also recommend this company to a friend. Perfect. So, and then I get my products, I try them out. Of course, I like them because I have such a great experience with the brand already. And then after a while, of course, we come to doing lead nurturing, coming back to the user, reaching out via newsletter, for example, again. So, and that's the next step here in our journey. So I take a look at this newsletter, and there's, of course, new announcement for new products and support highlights. Products, that's a standard thing. We all know what this is all about, but there's more channels. So think about this. There's even more channels that we provide with Engagement Cloud. Live video broadcast, very interesting topic. And also like push notifications, WhatsApp. So if you want to enable the WhatsApp conversation with your customers, CoreMedia has the technology now, so you can easily do that. So again, we activated the user because this live video broadcast, very interesting. So coming back to the homepage, again, it's personalized because I'm now at a new stage. I'm now at the customer level. So I get, again, a dedicated call to action, and I get a dedicated hero banner. And in our data view in the profile inspector, you can see it here that now I'm also a customer because I've done the transaction before. So we track all the data, and we put people into different profiles that we can then react upon. Also, there's another touch point. Yet another one. You might be used to that one again. So this is a free call, a free video call. So that's another level, because people, when you see human faces, or all of us, when we see human faces, we are more tied into that. We might reach out. If you just see an icon or a call us, it doesn't activate us that much. So let's do that. Let's do a call here and see how this looks like. Again, standard capabilities of CoreMedia Engagement Cloud. So I can enter my phone number here, and then we see this video call taking place. And again, I show you the agent view. Before I do that, you might know this guy. So this is now the agent who's taking the live call. But again, as Michael, I see this face. I'm talking to a human being. That builds trust. And from the operator side of things, it's almost the same experience here in the backend here in our contact center studio, where we can steer that conversation, again, leverage the data that we have, recommend products, do a co-browsing, all of that is available here as well. Thank you for that help. And there was a quick view into how it looks like from a video call. Yeah? Think about it, all the technology that is there. And video is not just a call, a one-to-one call. We can also have this one, which is a video broadcast. So this is a one-to-many conversation. Again, this guy waving here. So what you typically do there is a use case as a company. You can say, every week from 3 to 4, we have a live video broadcast showcasing some of our products, talking about our product lines, whatever. Show this nice remote control maybe and explain it. It's a bit simplified, but you get the idea. Have weekly calls, monthly calls, and again, not for everyone maybe, just for someone who is in a particular customer segment, a particular profile. But again, the thing is, all the technology is there in Engagement Cloud. And you also see that's the backend view, that's me, the operator, talking there. So I can not only stream it, I can also see, as you see there, questions coming in. Yeah? So it's a live interaction, it's not recorded. You can send out, ask any questions that I can bring into my talk track. You can see how many people there are, how many thumbs up I have, or whatever. So it's interactive, and again, you reach the audiences, and you get the data back, and you can react on it. So it's a lot, isn't it, in the platform? And that's not close to all, but I think maybe enough for today that we can show you, to show you all the different points of interactions that, that we have in the platform. Yeah? So really, Engagement Cloud, Content Cloud together create these experiences. Good, but now you might wonder, so what is it? Was it now all a demo fake? I mean, it is recorded, obviously, because of all the different touch points. We didn't want to do it here with the Wi-Fi, so that's why we recorded it, but it's all live and no fake, except for the checkout. So I want to prove it now and show you, take a look at the back end, really. How did we set it all up? Yeah? How did we set up all these banners here, the hero banner, the call to action banner? How can we bring Content Cloud, Engagement Cloud together? So this is now a view into Content Studio, the good old Content Studio, v12, the dashboard. So it's a little bit of a new look and feel. Many of you have seen it, I guess. But again, the fundamental principle is, of course, they have the preview of our Motors site in this example here. And the question is, again, now how can I personalize these elements? How can I leverage the profile information that I got from Engagement Cloud here? And let me show you how simple that is. So I've prepared a little example here, so we can create a little segmentation example. And, well, the usual stuff you see on the left-hand side, you see the form where we can enter the rules and assign the content, and on the right-hand side, we see the preview with all different form factors and all the good things that we have in Content Cloud. So let's take a look at the left-hand side. There is a baseline content, which is like the standard content that is shown to any user if it doesn't fit any profile, and then we have the segmentation. So then here you see, there we have again a real-time, as always with CoreMedia, a real-time integration where you see all the profiles and segments that have been set up in Engagement Cloud, you see them popping up here. That means you enable the content editor, the marketing person, to assign content to those profiles. Yeah? So it's a two-step approach, and one in Engagement Cloud, we see it in a second, you define the profiles, and on the right-hand side, so to say, on the other side, you assign the content. So let's do this here for just two examples. Segment one is someone coming from a Google campaign, and the other is a returning visitor. How can it then assign content? Very, very simple. Just search for the article. So maybe my in-wheel motors story is the one that I want to show to our Google campaign. Another thing of Engagement Cloud, not only online campaigns, also offline campaigns are there. So this Google campaign is an offline campaign. And then we also want to attach this promotion banner we've seen before. So search for that one here. Want to attach this to the returning visitor. And that's how simple it is. Yeah? So everyone can do it. Assign these two rules, then you can do the preview, of course, with this little icon. You can see, well, how does this banner then look like for this particular audience? So the same here for the returning visitor, where I see my 10% off promotion code here again. So I like this on an individual module level. I can then play around, of course, with the segments and with the preview even more if I wanted to do it here on the top right, as you know it from CoreMedia standard personalization. But the main thing is, of course, I want to see how it looks like on the homepage. Yeah? So going back on our Motors homepage, if I open that one for editing, you see the different slots with all the content assigned to that. And if I open the hero slot, then you can see via drag and drop, very simple, I drag and drop this new segmentation rule in, which is now the first element in our hero banner, and that means for this group, the returning visitors, we see here this promotion code, and if I then want to switch to something else, we see that's easily possible there as well. So coming from Google, we will see our in-wheel motors product line. That, of course, spans all the different personalized elements that we have on the page. So if we maybe put it back to what we had in the demo, that was another Engagement Cloud personalization item. So you see this is where we all started. The standard view, this little car here, and also the helicopter and the next best action area. But if you take a look at how does it show for people having a buying intent, well, there we show the personalization, and we also have this click to call activated as the call to action. The final example here also, well, how does it look like for a customer, so someone who has really bought something on our web properties? Well, then this is the famous one with the live video broadcast and this WhatsApp push message teaser. So you see, very simple. Yeah, that's what you can use today. By the way, also in CoreMedia 11, it's not bound to CoreMedia 12, also CoreMedia 11, very much possible to do that one. But now the question was, what about the rules? And that's also something I can easily jump to. So here I have a drop-down to edit the profiles and the segments immediately in CoreMedia Content Cloud. And it will point me directly to CoreMedia Engagement Cloud, where you can see all the different profiles, it's a bit small, all the different profiles that I've set up for the demo. So let's take a very simple example, just to show you the beginning of everything. This is the returning visitor profile. And you see a very simple rule. Yeah, if the total number of visits is more than 1, it's a returning visitor. Very simple. But that's not it, of course. So there's so much in CoreMedia Engagement Cloud. Mind the scroll bar, which is very small. These are all standard personalization data points, so to say, we can use to personalize the experience. So this example, for example, if we had a Net Promoter Score test, for example, we can say, hey, depending on a certain mood level, we also make this the reason to put someone in this returning visitor profile. Or we maybe want to extract, separate it out more and say, hey, depending on the e-commerce transactions, so the number of times the shopping cart has been updated in a certain period here, for example, as well, this week, this month, today, whatever, that's also maybe a reason to put someone in this segment or not, or this profile. Another example is maybe basket value. So if someone has a higher basket value than whatever, 1,000 euros, whatever it is, then you put someone in here. The reason is, of course, the idea for, or maybe before we come to the reason is, another standard example we have out of the box is, for example, the origin. So which country people are coming from. So if you only want to target people in Portugal, here we go, then you simply click it together and you're done. So again, this is not a demo fake. This is really working because we know where the user is coming from. Yeah, this is something your customers can use tomorrow. So you see, very simple, very comprehensive also. You can extend it, of course, with any event on the website, any interaction to build out these profiles. It all works in real time, obviously. Then we have a lot of dashboards. All the data that we have is available that we can use. The important thing here is it's not only the web data, it's all the data across all the channels, all the web properties, and all the digital properties. So it starts here, just a few examples with the top pages. Then you see maybe the live view on the number of visitors. Again, everything is in real time. But you also see, again, where people come from, which operator they're using. That's the panel where I am here right now. All the traffic sources, where do they come from a campaign. Also, I like how many calls are in progress, yeah? How many are active, how many are waiting, how many have, I don't know, a successful state, and so on and so forth. So it spans all the different channels from web to app to touch to voice to video, whatever. You have all the data available, you create the rules, and then can personalize the experience. Good, and with that, we jump over again to a final slide. I can click this now. Fantastic. So it was a lot, I know. I hope you're still with us, but that's what we wanted to convey. Yeah? It's a damn lot. It's a lot. It's really a lot of use cases. So we saw the whole buying journey here, really spanning all the different stages of a typical buyer, and really you saw where CoreMedia Engagement Cloud added value. And that's the important thing, yeah, that this, many of you know Content Cloud, but now we have the data, we have the profiling, we have the different channels to activate people, we can send out emails, we can do lead nurturing, we can attribute content, yeah, which content was most effective to make people transact. That's all in there, and that's how we elevate experience and drive impact. That was it.